Hi everyone, welcome back to Forward Therapy. My name is Kelly. I am a certified hand therapist, and in today's video I want to talk a little bit about how to treat finger amputations as a hand therapist. So some of the things that you might consider. I feel like this video might have been helpful when I was a new grad or even just a newer hand therapist starting out with very little experience in that area. So this video is going to have a few of my tips and tricks, things that I think are important to look out for, as well as how to coban wrap the residual digit. So I think that will be hopefully helpful for you. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So a big part of your treatment plan will obviously depend on the stage of the wound. So definitely looking into kind of wound care, that is something really important to look for. It's a little out of scope of today's video, but it is important to know and understand. So definitely try and find some mentorship or guidance. There's some really great wound care webinars and courses. Nora Barrett is a really great resource that I've learned a ton from, so check out her work. But as you get past the initial wound of the healing tissue, the skin graft or flap, any of that tissue, where do we go from there in terms of therapy? So typically, it's very common that finger amputations will have a lot of sensitivity or hypersensitivity at the remainder of the residual digit, just because those nerve endings are so exquisitely sensitive. There's been a ton of tissue trauma. They've had to pull or stretch the skin really tight often. So those little peripheral nerve endings get super fiery and lit up. So it's really important that you work on desensitization with these patients. That's probably going to be a really big part of your initial hand therapy treatment and a really big part of their daily activities as well. So with these people, I definitely like to move through the desensitization program. So just even having them start with like static touch, like being able to touch kind of below, proximal to the tip of the finger, can be a really helpful place to start. As that starts to get less fiery, less sensitive, they can move up to actually touching the tip of the affected amputation. And starting to just get used to sensation, static touch. Then you would move up to moving touch, right? So doing things where you're doing some movement with touch. Remember with this, you don't want to do it too light because that's kind of tickly. So make sure that they have a little bit of pressure. I do find it's best if patients do this on themselves because there's a big cognitive part of it where they're going to kind of be able to cognitively tolerate it better if they are doing it to themselves versus you doing it to them. And so moving touch would be next. Then I like to bring out textures. So I get them a cotton ball or a Q-tip, or I have them use like a silk scarf or something soft that doesn't have a lot of texture, and start to expose that affected digit to the texture. So having them rub it along proximal to the area, working up towards the affected fingertip, and sort of grading up these textures. So starting with very soft textures, moving up to things like denim, sweaters, towels, washcloths, etc. All of that can be a really good sensory program. You can start to incorporate vibration, have them get like an electric toothbrush from Target or something, or from the drugstore, and just go ahead and start exposing it to some vibration as well. And then over time, you can have them start to do percussion or tapping. So you can have them tap like a pencil eraser around the tissue, or you can have them actually tap it on a tabletop, or maybe put some layers of towel so that it's a little softer, and doing some tapping and then gradually take layers of towel away. These are all going to be really good desensitization strategies for the finger. Now, we also want to focus on regaining as much functional mobility as possible. So obviously their movement is going to be different because they have lost part of their finger or fingers. And so we want to make sure that we're thinking about function over time, right? How can we maximize their mobility, their functional mobility, as well as help them get back to normal daily activities. So you're going to want to do some range of motion exercises. Depending on their stiffness, you can decide between passive and active range of motion, especially incorporating movements that encourage like a full active fist, making sure that they're not developing extensor lags of the fingers as well so that the fingers don't get in the way, but definitely working on kind of a modified or adaptive fist position. You might also want to consider adaptive techniques, compensatory strategies, maybe working with them to get some adaptive equipment or tools, or brainstorming different ways of doing things. That's where OTs really shine, but definitely hand therapists really shine in this way, whether you're a PT or an OT. We are really great at figuring out how are we going to do this activity maybe in a new way or help you get back to this activity. So that's a really huge part of your overall treatment plan. The next thing I want to share with you is, we call it stump wrapping, which might be a little bit off-putting for the patient. I actually remember being sort of a new grad and learning about this technique, and I told it to a patient. I was like, I'm going to teach you stump wrapping, and they were a little off-put by that terminology. So do be sensitive with your patients and just know who you're working with, and maybe you can just say like, hey, this is more of like a finger shaping technique, so that, you know, a lot of times with the flap or graft, the skin gets really tethered or firm. Sometimes there's almost like those little doggy ears kind of poking up, and so we want to try and flatten and smooth and soften that tissue as much as we can and help to shape that fingertip so that the scar tissue is not painful, and also that you will have a more functional fingertip. Or if you wanted to eventually use a prosthetic of some sort or some type, that you would not be hypersensitive and the finger would be shaped correctly to do that. So maybe with the patient, maybe don't call it stump wrapping because that seems like a little bit off-putting. I know that's the technical term, but just, you know, we can use like patient-friendly jargon and just say this is a finger shaping, or like a little bit of a compressive wrapping to help with the fingertip position and shape. So I want to share that with you next. So you're going to use your coban wrap. Make sure to ask if they have latex allergies, and make sure that if they do, you're using the non-latex version. 1 inch works really well. So when we normally coban wrap for edema, we start sort of at the fingernail and then kind of wrap around the fingertip in that way. But as you can see, that leaves the tip of the finger open, and that's where most of the shaping needs to occur. So if you start the tape on the side of their finger, so my nail's back here, I'm starting it on the side, and then I'm going to wrap it over the top of the finger and then kind of pin it down. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do one-handed while I'm trying to show it. So you're going to pin it, and then you're going to fold it back on itself to scoop around and create sort of this like U shape, scoop. And then from there, you can kind of wrap it around to secure it. And you could actually do a couple of layers that way as well. So now I've got this nice rounded fingertip position, and I've sort of hugged all that skin at the tip of the finger. So that's how I would do a fingertip stump wrapping or a fingertip shaping technique for an amputation. So I'm going to start kind of on the side of the finger here. And I'm just pinning it in place with my other finger. Then I'm going to scoop around the top, wrap around the top, and pin it down, fold it back on itself, and then I'm going to scoop a diagonal around, just so you can kind of see all the way around to collect that material. And then from there, I'm just wrapping the rest of the tape in, just like normal. So now, because I have that piece around the top, I'm going to have a really nice rounded position of coban wrapping. So start practicing this. You can practice it on your coworkers, on yourself, on your colleagues. It's way harder to do one-handed than two. So if you can do it on yourself, you're going to be able to do it on a patient for sure. I hope that this video was helpful for you. These are just a few of the many ideas of treatment for finger amputations. I probably will kind of elaborate on this and maybe make a part 2, so let me know if that's something that you'd like to see. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.